Ladies and gentlemen, love is not just something we give or receive, it starts from within. Self-acceptance is the cornerstone of any meaningful relationship because without it, our connections with others become conditional, fragile, and incomplete. But to truly love ourselves means embracing every aspect of who we are, the strengths, the weaknesses, the victories, and the flaws. It's not about perfection, but about recognizing our inherent worth. When we cultivate self-acceptance, we create the internal environment necessary for love to flourish, both for ourselves and those around us. Self-acceptance requires us to silence the inner critic that constantly judges, compares, and diminishes our value. Often, this critical voice stems from societal expectations, past experiences, or fear of rejection. It whispers that we are not good enough, not worthy of love, or that we must change to be accepted. But these are lies. The first step towards self-acceptance is challenging these negative beliefs and replacing them with affirmations of our worth. We are worthy of love simply because we exist. This truth is non-negotiable, and embracing it allows us to let go of the constant need to prove ourselves. Accepting ourselves means acknowledging our imperfections without shame. It's understanding that being human inherently involves making mistakes, falling short, and learning along the way. Perfection is an illusion, and chasing it only leads to frustration and self-doubt. Instead, we can choose to view our imperfections as opportunities for growth, as aspects of ourselves that make us unique and relatable. When we embrace our flaws, we stop hiding them and start living authentically. This authenticity is a powerful form of self-love because it says, I am enough as I am. Self-acceptance is also about forgiving ourselves for the mistakes we've made. Holding on to guilt and regret only weighs us down, creating a barrier to love. Forgiveness is an act of compassion that allows us to move forward. It's not about ignoring the consequences of our actions, but about recognizing that we are more than our past decisions. When we forgive ourselves, we release the chains of self-condemnation and open the door to healing and growth. This act of forgiveness is a profound way of showing love to ourselves. Another key aspect of self-acceptance is setting boundaries. Loving ourselves means protecting our energy, our time, and our emotional well-being. It's understanding that saying no to things that harm us or drain us is an act of self-respect. Boundaries are not about shutting others out, but about ensuring that our needs are met and our values are honored. When we respect ourselves enough to set boundaries, we create the space for healthy, balanced relationships where love can thrive. Self-acceptance also involves celebrating our strengths and achievements. Too often we downplay our accomplishments or focus solely on our shortcomings. But self-love requires us to acknowledge and appreciate what we bring to the table. It's about recognizing the talents, skills, and qualities that make us who we are. Celebrating ourselves is not arrogance, it's an essential part of nurturing our self-esteem. When we take pride in our achievements, we reinforce the belief that we are capable, valuable, and deserving of love. Loving ourselves means taking care of our physical, emotional, and mental well-being. Self-acceptance is not passive, it's an active commitment to nurturing ourselves. This might mean eating nourishing foods, exercising, getting enough rest, or seeking help when we need it. It also involves prioritizing our mental health by practicing mindfulness, managing stress, and engaging in activities that bring us joy. When we care for ourselves in this way, we send a powerful message to ourselves: you matter. You are worth the effort. A significant part of self-acceptance is letting go of comparisons. In today's world, it's easy to fall into the trap of measuring our worth against others. Social media, societal norms, and external pressures often make us feel like we're falling short. But comparing ourselves to others only steals our joy and undermines our self-esteem. Each of us is on a unique journey, and our value is not determined by how we measure up to someone else. By focusing on our own path, we can cultivate a sense of peace and contentment. Practicing gratitude is another powerful way to foster self-acceptance. When we take the time to appreciate the good in our lives, we shift our focus from what we lack to what we have. Gratitude helps us see ourselves in a more positive light and reminds us of our resilience, our accomplishments, and the love that already exists in our lives. It's a practice that deepens our connection to ourselves and reinforces our sense of worth. Finally, self-acceptance is a lifelong journey. It's not a destination we reach, but an ongoing process of growth and self-discovery. There will be days when we struggle to love ourselves, and that's okay. What matters is that we continue to show up for ourselves, to practice kindness and compassion, and to commit to the belief that we are worthy of love. When we embrace self-acceptance, we lay the foundation for all other forms of love, creating a ripple effect that touches every aspect of our lives. If love has a unique power, it dissolves barriers that we often build around ourselves and others. These walls are made of fear, anger, resentment, and judgment, and while they might feel protective, they isolate us from connection and growth. Love is the antidote to division, whether it's between two individuals, within a family, or even on a societal level. When we interact with others, we often let past experiences or preconceived notions guide our reactions. Maybe someone hurt us in the past, so we assume everyone like them will do the same. These assumptions create emotional walls, making it harder to truly connect with people. Love, however, challenges these defenses. It doesn't demand that we forget or ignore the past, but that we rise above it. To love is to choose understanding over judgment, patience over reaction, and compassion over defensiveness. In relationships, walls often form as a result of unspoken expectations or unresolved conflicts. Over time, they grow higher as misunderstandings and resentment pile on. Love has the power to tear these walls down because it seeks resolution, not distance. When you approach conflict with love, you shift from blame to understanding. Instead of asking, "Why did they hurt me?" love asks, "What pain or struggle might they be going through that caused this behavior?" This perspective opens the door to healing conversations and stronger connections. The same principle applies to families. Generational gaps, differing opinions, and past grievances can lead to walls that make communication difficult. Love bridges these divides by encouraging empathy. It allows family members to see each other not as adversaries, but as people trying their best with the tools they've been given. By focusing on love, families can heal old wounds and create new, healthier dynamics. Love also breaks down societal walls. In a world filled with division, whether based on race, religion, politics, or ideology, love is the force that reminds us of our shared humanity. Hatred and fear feed on separation, but love seeks connection. It encourages us to listen to other stories, even when they differ from our own, and to find common ground in our shared values and dreams. Love doesn't mean agreeing with everyone, it means respecting their humanity, even in disagreement. Breaking down walls requires vulnerability. It means stepping out from behind your defenses and allowing others to see you for who you truly are. Vulnerability is scary because it opens the door to rejection or hurt, but it's also the only way to experience authentic connection. Love creates a safe space for vulnerability, both in giving and receiving it. When you love someone, whether a partner, a friend, or even yourself, you create an environment where honesty and authenticity can thrive. It's also important to recognize the walls we build within ourselves. Self-criticism, shame, and fear often block us from fully embracing who we are. Love breaks these internal walls by encouraging self-compassion. When you love yourself, you no longer see your flaws as reasons to hold yourself back. Instead, you see them as opportunities for growth and transformation. Love allows you to accept yourself as you are while still striving to become the best version of yourself. Breaking down walls doesn't mean becoming naive or ignoring boundaries. Boundaries are an essential part of healthy relationships, but they are very different from walls. Walls shut people out. Boundaries teach them how to respect you. Love understands this distinction and ensures that while you remain open to connection, you also protect your well-being. The process of choosing love over walls isn't easy, but it's worth it. It requires a conscious decision to let go of grudges, prejudice, and fears. It demands that you replace judgment with curiosity, resentment with forgiveness, and distance with effort. These choices may feel difficult at first, but over time they lead to deeper relationships, greater understanding, and a life filled with meaningful connections. When you approach life with love, you don't just break down your own walls, you inspire others to do the same. Your openness and kindness create a ripple effect, encouraging those around you to embrace love as well. Together, this collective love has the power to heal not just individual relationships, but entire communities and societies. Ultimately, love breaks down walls because it recognizes that we're all interconnected. We thrive on connection, and every wall we build deprives us of the joy and growth that come from being truly seen and understood. Love reminds us that no matter how high the walls may seem, they are never insurmountable. With enough compassion, patience, and effort, every wall can be torn down, paving the way for stronger, more fulfilling relationships. Love is one of the most powerful catalysts for personal and collective growth. It challenges us to become more than we thought we could be, pushing us beyond our comfort zones and inspiring us to transform in ways we never imagined. True love, whether it's love for another person, for yourself, or for a purpose, doesn't just accept you as you are, it inspires you to grow into the best version of yourself. At its core, love creates an environment where growth feels safe and encouraged. When you feel loved, you're more likely to take risks, embrace challenges, and step into unknown territory. Why? Because love provides a safety net. It assures you that even if you fail, you're still valued and accepted. This reassurance allows you to let go of the fear of judgment or rejection, freeing you to explore your potential without hesitation. In romantic relationships, love acts as a mirror, reflecting not just your strengths, but also the areas where you have room to grow. A partner who truly loves you will celebrate your achievements, but also gently challenge you to address the patterns or habits that hold you back. They might encourage you to pursue your dreams, confront your fears, or develop healthier behaviors. This kind of love isn't about control or criticism, it's about mutual support and the shared belief in each other's ability to evolve. The same principle applies to self-love. When you love yourself, you're more likely to engage in practices that promote growth. Self-love isn't about complacency or indulging in every desire. It's about nurturing your mind, body, and spirit in ways that allow you to flourish. It might mean prioritizing your mental health, seeking out opportunities for learning, or setting boundaries with people or situations that no longer serve you. Self-love gives you permission to invest in yourself, knowing that you're worth the effort it takes to grow. Love also fuels growth in communities. When people come together in love, they create a culture of support and collaboration that enables everyone to thrive. This kind of collective love fosters innovation, resilience, and progress because it's rooted in the understanding that we're stronger together than we are apart. It encourages people to lift each other up, share resources, and work toward common goals. In this way, love becomes not just a personal force, but a societal one, driving positive change on a larger scale. Growth through love often requires discomfort. It challenges you to confront parts of yourself or your life that you'd rather avoid. Love might push you to forgive someone who hurt you, to take responsibility for your mistakes, or to let go of something that's no longer aligned with your values. These moments of discomfort are where the most profound growth occurs because they force you to stretch beyond your current limits. Love gives you the courage to face these challenges, knowing that the outcome will be worth it. Another way love fuels growth is by teaching empathy. When you truly love someone, you begin to see the world through their eyes. This shift in perspective helps you develop a deeper understanding of others, which in turn enhances your ability to connect, communicate, and collaborate. Empathy is a skill that extends beyond individual relationships. It's a tool for navigating the complexities of life and fostering harmony in a diverse world. By practicing love-driven empathy, you not only grow as an individual, but also contribute to the growth of those around you. Love also teaches resilience. It shows you that even when things are difficult, when relationships are strained, when goals feel out of reach, or when life throws unexpected challenges your way, you have the strength to persevere. Love reminds you of your worth and your capacity to overcome obstacles. It fuels your determination to keep going, even when the path ahead feels uncertain. Furthermore, love inspires creativity and innovation. When you're motivated by love, whether it's for a person, a passion, or a purpose, you're more likely to think outside the box, take bold steps, and pursue ideas that might seem impossible. Love gives you the energy and inspiration to push boundaries and create something meaningful, whether it's a piece of art, a business, or a movement for change. Lastly, love connects growth with purpose. It reminds you why you're striving to be better in the first place. Whether it's to show up more fully for your loved ones, to contribute to a cause you care about, or to live a life that feels aligned with your values, love provides the why behind your efforts to grow. It keeps you grounded and motivated, even when the process of growth feels challenging or uncertain. Ultimately, love fuels growth by creating a foundation of safety, encouragement, and purpose. It pushes you to move beyond fear, embrace discomfort, and strive for more, both for yourself and for the people and causes you care about. In this way, love isn't just a feeling, it's a force for transformation, driving you toward a life of greater fulfillment, connection, and impact. Love and forgiveness are deeply intertwined. To truly love someone or even yourself, you must embrace the power of forgiveness. Without it, love becomes stifled, weighed down by resentment, guilt, and pain. Forgiveness is not about condoning harmful behavior or pretending that wounds don't exist. Instead, it's about releasing the grip of anger and bitterness so that love can flourish in its fullest form. At its core, forgiveness is an act of liberation. When you choose to forgive, you're not excusing the actions of others, you're choosing to free yourself from the chains of past hurt. Holding on to resentment creates an emotional burden that can drain your energy, cloud your perspective, and block you from experiencing deeper connections. Love cannot coexist with this weight. Forgiveness clears the path, allowing love to flow freely once again. Forgiveness doesn't mean you have to forget. The lessons from our pain are often the very things that help us grow and evolve. However, it does mean letting go of the need for revenge or retribution. It's about choosing compassion over judgment, even when it feels difficult. This doesn't happen overnight. Forgiveness is a process, one that requires patience and self-awareness. Love, however, gives you the strength to embark on this journey. It reminds you of the humanity in others, even when they've made mistakes. When it comes to forgiving others, love asks you to see beyond the actions and into the intentions or struggles that may have fueled them. For instance, a loved one may have hurt you out of fear, ignorance, or their own unresolved pain. Recognizing this doesn't excuse their behavior, but it does help you understand it. Love fosters this understanding, creating a foundation from which forgiveness can grow. It allows you to separate the person from their actions to see their potential for growth and redemption. Forgiving yourself is equally vital, if not more so. Many people find it easier to forgive others than to extend the same grace to themselves. We often hold ourselves to impossibly high standards, replaying our mistakes and shortcomings in a loop of self-criticism. This self-imposed punishment keeps us trapped, unable to move forward. Love for yourself is the antidote. It reminds you that you are human, that you are allowed to make mistakes, and that those mistakes do not define your worth. Self-forgiveness is an act of courage. It requires you to confront your own flaws and failures, to acknowledge the harm you may have caused, and to take responsibility for making amends. But love ensures that this process is not one of self-destruction, but of self-reclamation. It allows you to release guilt and shame, replacing them with accountability and a renewed commitment to growth. Forgiveness is also an act of strength. Some people mistake it for weakness, believing that forgiving someone makes you vulnerable or diminishes your power. In reality, the opposite is true. Forgiveness is a bold and empowering choice. It shows that you are strong enough to let go of the pain that others have caused you, that you refuse to let their actions dictate your emotional state. Love fuels this strength, providing the courage to face your wounds and the determination to heal them. One of the greatest misconceptions about forgiveness is that it's a gift to the person who wronged you. While they may benefit from your forgiveness, the real gift is to yourself. Holding on to anger and resentment harms you far more than it harms anyone else. It creates stress, damages your mental and physical health, and keeps you stuck in the past. Forgiveness, on the other hand, is an act of self-care. It's a way of prioritizing your well-being and reclaiming your peace of mind. Love encourages this self-care, reminding you that you deserve to live without the burden of unresolved pain. Forgiveness also strengthens relationships. No relationship, whether it's with a partner, friend, family member, or colleague, is immune to conflict. People make mistakes, say things they don't mean, and hurt each other, sometimes unintentionally. Forgiveness is what allows relationships to survive these challenges. It creates a space where growth and reconciliation can occur. Love makes this possible by fostering empathy, understanding, and a willingness to move forward together. Forgiveness doesn't mean that boundaries disappear. In fact, love and forgiveness often go hand in hand with setting healthy boundaries. Just because you forgive someone doesn't mean you have to allow them to hurt you again. Love teaches you to protect yourself while still holding compassion for others. It reminds you that forgiveness is about healing, not enabling. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do for yourself and the other person is to let go of the relationship entirely. Forgiveness is a bridge. It connects the pain of the past to the hope of the future. It transforms wounds into wisdom and anger into peace. Love is the force that makes this transformation possible. It guides you through the darkness of hurt and resentment, leading you toward the light of healing and freedom. When you choose forgiveness, you're not just choosing to let go of pain, you're choosing to let love lead the way. love is often misunderstood as something transactional, where people give only to get something in return. This mindset traps relationships in a cycle of expectations, demands, and disappointments. True love, however, is not a transaction, it is an offering. It is the unselfish act of giving without conditions, strings, or the need for reciprocity. When you embrace love as an offering, you elevate your relationships, allowing them to thrive in authenticity and freedom. When love is treated as a transaction, it creates an imbalance. People begin to keep score, measuring who has done more, given more, or sacrificed more. This mindset leads to resentment because it shifts the focus away from connection and places it on comparison. You start to view your relationships as a ledger, and this accounting approach inevitably drains the joy and spontaneity that love should bring. True love asks for no repayment. It gives because it wants to, not because it has to. It is an act of generosity rooted in abundance rather than scarcity. Offering love freely doesn't mean being a martyr or sacrificing your own needs entirely. It's about finding balance where you can give generously without depleting yourself. Love flows most powerfully when it comes from a place of wholeness. When you love yourself fully, you're able to give to others without feeling drained or resentful. Self-love is the foundation that allows you to share love as an offering, not as a desperate attempt to fill your own emotional gaps. By loving yourself first, you ensure that what you offer to others is pure and untainted by hidden motives. Love as an offering is deeply rooted in presence. It means showing up fully for the people you care about, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally as well. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to be distracted, to offer only partial attention while your mind is elsewhere. True love requires you to be present. It's in the way you listen without judgment, the way you notice the little things, and the way you make someone feel truly seen and valued. Presence is a gift, and when you offer it wholeheartedly, it strengthens the bonds of love. Another critical aspect of offering love is understanding that it's not about control. Transactional love often disguises itself as care or concern, but is ultimately about manipulating outcomes. For example, someone might give affection or support with the expectation that the other person will behave a certain way in return. This conditional approach to love stifles individuality and freedom. True love, on the other hand, celebrates the other person's autonomy. It trusts them to make their own choices and respects their journey, even when it diverges from what you might have hoped for. Love as an offering also embraces imperfections. It understands that no one is flawless and that real connections are built not in spite of flaws, but because of them. When you offer love freely, you accept others as they are, not as you wish them to be. This acceptance creates a safe space where people feel free to be authentic. It removes the pressure to conform or perform, replacing it with the freedom to simply be. In this environment, love grows stronger, deeper, and more resilient. Gratitude plays a significant role in offering love. When you approach love with gratitude, you focus on what you appreciate rather than what you lack. You stop keeping score and start valuing the unique contributions each person brings to the relationship. Gratitude shifts your perspective from entitlement to appreciation. It transforms love from a duty into a joy. When you're grateful for the love you receive, even in its simplest forms, you're more inclined to offer love freely in return. Vulnerability is another cornerstone of offering love. To truly give love, you must open yourself up to the possibility of being hurt. This doesn't mean being reckless with your emotions, but it does mean taking risks. When you offer love, you do so knowing that it might not be returned in the way you expect or at all. This vulnerability is not a weakness, it's a testament to your strength and courage. Love is most powerful when it's given without guarantees, because it's then that it becomes an expression of your true self. Offering love also requires patience. People don't always respond to love in the ways we hope, and they may not immediately recognize or reciprocate it. This is especially true in relationships where past hurts or misunderstandings have created barriers. Patience allows love the time it needs to work its magic. It trusts that, over time, consistent acts of kindness, understanding, and generosity will break down walls and build bridges. Patience keeps you rooted in love, even when the outcomes aren't immediate or obvious. Finally, love as an offering transforms the giver. When you give love freely, you grow as a person. You become more compassionate, understanding, and resilient. The act of offering love without expectation shapes your character, teaching you to value connection over control and presence over perfection. It reminds you that love is not about what you get, but about what you become in the process of giving. True love elevates not just the relationship, but also the individuals within it, creating a ripple effect that spreads far beyond the initial act of offering. Love is more than a feeling or an emotion. It is the very essence of life itself. Much like oxygen sustains the body, love sustains the soul. Without love, people feel empty, disconnected, and incomplete. It is through love that we find meaning, purpose, and the strength to move forward, even in the most challenging circumstances. Love nourishes the soul in ways that nothing else can, and it's this nourishment that allows us to truly live, not just exist. When we think about love as the oxygen of the soul, it becomes clear why people who lack love in their lives often struggle with feelings of loneliness, despair, and hopelessness. Just as the body begins to weaken without oxygen, the soul begins to wither without love. This isn't limited to romantic love. It includes love in all its forms, love for oneself, love for family, friends, and humanity as a whole. Love is the universal connector that bridges gaps, heals wounds, and fosters growth. Love fuels our capacity for empathy and compassion. It allows us to step outside of ourselves and connect with others on a deeper level. When we are filled with love, we are more understanding, patient, and forgiving. Love gives us the ability to see the world through another person's eyes, to feel their pain and share in their joy. This connection to others is what makes life rich and meaningful. It is love that teaches us to care, to serve, and to contribute to something greater than ourselves. The soul thrives on love because love creates a sense of belonging. It reminds us that we are not alone in this world. Humans are inherently social beings wired for connection. Love fulfills this need by creating bonds that anchor us to one another. These bonds give us a sense of stability and security, allowing us to face life's uncertainties with courage. When we feel loved, we are empowered to take risks, to chase dreams, and to overcome obstacles because we know we have a foundation of support to rely on. Love also provides the soul with a sense of purpose. It inspires us to strive for greatness, not just for ourselves, but for those we care about. Love motivates us to become better versions of ourselves, to grow and to evolve. It is love that pushes a parent to work tirelessly for their children, that drives a partner to support their significant other, and that compels individuals to dedicate their lives to helping others. Love gives us a reason to wake up in the morning, to keep going even when the road is hard, and to never give up. One of the most profound aspects of love is its healing power. Love has the ability to mend the deepest wounds, to restore what was broken, and to bring light into the darkest places. When we give and receive love, we create a space for healing both for ourselves and for others. This is because love inherently acknowledges worth and value. It says you matter, you are seen, you are enough in this way. Love acts as a balm for the soul, soothing pain and fostering resilience. Love also brings joy to the soul. It is through love that we experience life's greatest pleasures, laughter shared with a friend, a warm hug from a loved one, or the simple presence of someone who cares. These moments of love-filled joy remind us of life's beauty and richness. They are the moments we treasure and look back on with gratitude. Joy born of love is not fleeting or superficial. It is deep and enduring because it touches the very core of who we are. Furthermore, love expands the soul's capacity for gratitude. When we are filled with love, we begin to appreciate the world around us in new ways. We notice the small acts of kindness, the beauty in nature, and the goodness in people. Love shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have, fostering a mindset of abundance. This gratitude not only enriches our own lives, but also encourages us to spread love to others, creating a ripple effect that makes the world a better place. Another powerful aspect of love is its ability to inspire hope. Love reminds us that even in the face of adversity, there is always something to hold on to. It gives us the strength to persevere, to believe in better days ahead, and to keep striving for what matters. Hope fueled by love is unshakable because it is rooted in the belief that we are never truly alone. It is the knowledge that someone cares, that someone is there, and that we are connected to something greater than ourselves. Finally, love is transformative. It changes us in ways we cannot always see or measure. Love softens our edges, opens our hearts, and deepens our understanding of life. It challenges us to grow, to let go of fear, and to embrace vulnerability. Love teaches us to be present, to cherish what we have, and to give freely without expectation. In this way, love is not just the oxygen of the soul, it is its greatest teacher, its most powerful force, and its ultimate expression.